Welcome back to the Star League SBENU Season 3 here down at the Next Gen Arena. I am Valdez. With me today is Moonblade, and we just had Youngshik, our first person to advance over Journey.
We did indeed, Valdez, and what a fight it was. That went the distance in all the wrong ways, but we made it. It was a pretty drawn-out game.
We trudged through it, man.
It was an excellent series in terms of these players battling it out, but could have been cleaner play from both for sure.
Yeah, Youngshik, he had 2 games in the beginning that were just so dominant that I was like, this guy is going to 3-0 easy.
Guaranteed.
And then Journey like slowly crawled back in game number 1. It was the scrappiest game of the series. And then game 4, he won as well. And then Youngshik somehow barely was able to win game 5. We had the King blunder, of course, definitely helped out.
The King's blunder helped out a lot.
Youngshik's victory there, but
yeah, it could have been
a win.
It could have been a completely different game if that never happened, because it still dragged out for a very long time.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine if, on the other hand, Journey got a bunch of damage done with that drop. We could have Journey in the round of 16 of Star League.
Could very well have gone that way, but here we go. Second match, Deer versus soO. Deer made it through Impact, Sax3, and Created to make it to this season.
Yeah. And having decent stats overall, 6-1, 14-4 versus all races there. And versus their 1-1, 3-3, 50% across the board. That was for Season 1. And Season 2 didn't have as much success, not nearly.
Yeah. Not much luck at all. We haven't seen much of Deer recently. He's very hit and miss in Pro League. But it looks like he's doing well so far in this season's qualifier, at least. See if he can carry that on, because he has been a couple of Zergs. Maybe he'd make it through this guy, but this guy is a beast against Protoss.
That he is. Insane win rate against Protoss in Pro League. I think it might be something like 7-0. It's something ridiculous like that.
It's actually disgusting. And this guy went through Salvation, Trust, and Check to get here, dropping a series to Journey, as we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Besides that, he made it into Kesper Cup, defeating Zest 3-2 in the seeding matches. He beat down Youngshik in the last Pro League match he played. This guy is just on fire recently. We just don't see him that much.
He doesn't really lose to Protoss much at all. Like, it rarely ever happens. And we'll see if Deer is able to turn that around. But going into the maps here, Expedition Lost is banned out by Deer, Deadwing is banned by soO, and we go into Coda, Echo, Bonnie Research Station, Iron Fortress, and Cactus Valley.
Okay, this should be a bit of fun. Starting off in Echo. Sorry, Coda. No,
you really like that map.
I just want to say Eco some more. But Coda, yeah. We've seen a lot of these maps when it comes to ZVP in these series. And I think we would have had soO start off the picks, I believe. Oh, let me have a think here.
I think it was totally random. I saw him picking from a box, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They picked bans, and then it was totally random. So,
that makes sense, too, I guess.
Yeah, we go from really small maps to really big ones.
Yeah.
And who do you think that favors here in terms of Deer versus soO?
I guess it depends how aggressive Deer plans to be this series.
That is the big question. But let's jump into set number 1 right now on Coda between Deer and soO. Up here in the top left in the blue, another Protoss here. Also from Samsung. It is Deer. Also from Samsung, meaning same as Journey, not Youngshik.
Indeedly so. Down here in the bottom right, the SKT Zerg player, soO.
soO, Moonblade. Who do you think is going to take the series?
soO indeed, Valdez. But it's about how he's going to do so. You know, he's actually been playing so well. He's been playing a lot like he used to. He doesn't seem like his presence is there as much, though. He hasn't found like the same sort of results he'd get last year in the individual leagues more than anything else.
Kind of reminds me of Rogue this season. Funnily enough, these two Zergs being very similar in the fact that they're like Pro League all-stars, but they don't make much of a splash in individual leagues.
It's kind of surprising too, because soO used to as well. Like he was in the finals a lot last year, as we all know. But look at this so far already. We're seeing very early gas from soO, so it looks like he might want to be pretty aggressive with some speedlings.
14-13, in fact, going straight into that pool, whereas Deer is going for a Forge.
Yeah, and he's going to scout this out very quickly as well, so it shouldn't really get anything done either way.
Yeah, I mean, Deer's not going to be able to, stop any early hats coming down, really, but also he's going to be able to defend decently well with the wall at his front after he gets the scouting information.
He'll just throw down, a pretty decently timed cannon.
Yeah.
And behind that, he should be absolutely fine. So, should be a pretty stale sort of game to start things off. I doubt we'll see soO have any sort of follow-up after this has been scouted, besides go for that hatchery. Sitting at 100 gas. Makes a queen, makes lings.
Yep. And here begins the wall. Just going to put an extra pylon at the wall and eventually a cannon and a gateway. Start getting that tech up.
So, I mean, I guess it gives soO some decent map control, some pressure on the map. It's going to take a lot longer for Deer to feel comfortable coming out to the map. We do see Ling speed being upgraded. We'll see if he follows through with that. I'm sure he will, just because he can. Yeah. Will mean his hatchery and his natural's a little bit delayed there. But as I say that, he's made a couple more lings. And it's going to be a Baneling. Ling Bane. Interesting. I like this though, because look at this, Valdez. When we have a look at the natural, there's 2 cannons and the debris, and that debris has about as much HP as these pylons. He can get 5 Banelings in there, and they all go down at once. Yeah. There's no way you're completely blocking this off. So I think this is a very smart choice from soO.
Oh, he sees the probe, but he doesn't see it.
Oh, man.
He gets the vision of it, but
I think it's pretty important, actually, that this probe scouts natural. He knows exactly what's up.
Yeah, this is a huge scout from Deer. Oh, he's not going to scout. He's just going to put a forward pylon. Oh, no, he's just scouting the third base. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Here he goes. He gets that scout down.
5 Banelings. He's going to kill the scouting probe.
Can he throw down enough buildings in time? That's the question.
That is the question. So far, not enough. He's going to be very careful. This Zealot's going to help out a lot there if he gets in the right position. Look at that. He's actually blocking a couple of the important buildings here.
Here we go. Baneling's coming up here, trying to explode onto those pylons.
Oh, one more Baneling.
Oh, and he gets through. Trying to get us around on that cannon. There's only one cannon here. He's desperately trying to get up a wall, but the cannon goes down.
No.
And more speedlings coming across the map.
Mothership core is out. Next cannon goes down. Unpowered gateway as well. Oh, boy.
And now so many lings are in the base, killing all of those probes that were transferring. And there's nothing here to defend. He used the photon overcharge at the natural. And there's a hole in that wall. He can't fill it. He doesn't have enough.
He doesn't have enough at all. Making one Baneling in the main, and all these probes are going down. One sentry comes out. Not going to do enough. Not going to do anything, really.
Yeah. soO not wasting any time with this series so far.
No, really cool build for the map. I like it a lot. It makes a lot of sense, judging by the fact that how open that natural is.
Yeah, especially with the debris too. GG. soO takes game number 1 at a very fast fashion, super aggressive build.
Yeah, I like that. And it was kind of pretty obvious something like this could happen as well, because he did see how early that gas was. Just not scouting again with that probe early enough.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of one of those games you just throw away, you try and forget about, get ready for the next map. It is going to be Echo.
Deer, by the look on his face as well, it kind of feels like he's just throwing that away. It's like, I missed it. I wasn't able to get up my buildings in time. Kind of, a bit sad. But he's talking with his coach. I'm sure he's going to have a better mindset going into the next game. Whereas soO looks very focused and ready to go.
He's actually got some pearls on